Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Called Wild, and today we are going to be taking a look at what we've got going for our Blacktail grind. As you guys that have been to the live streams recently know, we started up a grind for Blacktail deer, and the main goal of this is to try and get a couple good-sized rares, preferably large golds with the rack shapes that I like the most, but it might be a while before we get those exact ones because they're not as common as some of the other racks that they have in game. But we're trying our best to get a few of the good-looking level 4s with rare fur types. And this little guy in front of us may not be a giant, but that is a Piebald Blacktail deer. Now, we did get one other rare that you guys will be seeing a little bit later in this video, but this little guy right here is probably one of the smaller rares I've seen for Blacktail. Definitely nothing too crazy. There's a few others that I'd like to take out too, like this guy and this one right here, but we're going to prioritize this guy, of course, since he is a Piebald. Let's go ahead and try to get a shot on him. It's pretty cool to see one of these little guys already. This is only the third run that I've done, and we already got ourselves a Piebald respawn. And the other rare that you guys are going to see later in the video was actually an initial spawn, I'm pretty sure. As a lot of you know, they recently wiped Layton Lakes with this last update, so we had fresh populations of everything, and we were going over our Blacktail population, and we found that guy right at this lake over here. And I hadn't had Blacktail there in a little while. The last couple updates it's been pretty empty, but it looks like we do have them back there. But I think without further ado, let's go ahead and take this little dude out. And we accidentally hit a doe. Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully we can get this other guy though. And yeah, that'll do it. Absolutely dropped him on the spot, and I don't see anything else, so I think that is all of them. So there's a little Piebald laying right next to this other buck, and unfortunately he died in kind of a rough spot, but it's not really too big of a deal. He is just a small one, so I'm not too worried about getting good pictures, but that is our first Piebald of the grind. Pretty awesome. Now, the Piebald Blacktail aren't excessively rare. I mean, they are considered a rare, don't get me wrong, but they're the easiest to find of the 3 rare fur types for Blacktail. Still, by all means, a rare, but the easiest to find of the 3 rares for sure. That's pretty cool. A good way to start this video off, I'd say. As with pretty much all of the videos like this, I'm not going to show us claiming every single animal. I'm most likely just going to show the actual shots we take on each of them, because otherwise this video would be incredibly long. There's going to be a lot of Blacktail hitting the ground, and it would make the video go on for like 30 minutes, which that's obviously too long for one video, so we're just going to show the actual shots, and then if it's anything super special like a diamond or a rare, then we will also show those off. Which actually reminds me, we did get a level 5 Blacktail that we will also be showing off in this video, and he will also be towards the end with the other rare that we ended up getting during the live streams. So, I actually think we ran past... Actually, no, that was the last one. The last one that we claimed was the last Blacktail, so I guess it's time for us to move to another lake. But I guess while I'm thinking of it, let's go ahead and check out what I'm doing with this grind. So we've got a lot of our tents spread through just a few lakes. This one's been a pretty good lake for us, so I've got a tent here to shoot this zone from. Then we fast travel over to there to claim them, jump into this stand, take a few out from here, and then we run over in this direction and jump into this stand and take a few out of this zone right here. Then we head up to this lake, good old Chila Lake. Fast travel to here, take a couple bucks there, fast travel, claim them, and then take a buck from over here, provided it respawns. I shot everything except a doe there, and it hasn't respawned bucks since, so I'm thinking the same thing that happens with whitetail also happens with blacktail. But after that, we jump to this lake. There's 2 really good herds here at these 2 zones, so we do the same thing as we do with the other lakes here also. Then we jump down to Mount Leviathan, and there's 2 zones here that have quite a few bucks. After we hit that up, we go over to Runaki, and there's actually 3 herds of blacktail across these 2 zones that have quite a few bucks. So we hunt a bunch there, and then we finish off our run right here. I have no clue what this lake's called, but this is where we finish things. We have 2 zones here, and they've actually been pretty good too. So we're only really hunting like 6 lakes, 5 to 6 lakes, depending on the run. And it's been working really well. Now, unfortunately, I think we spooked everything off because I was in my map, but I guess we'll just jump to the next lake then. What is this blacktail deer right here? I honestly have never seen anything like this. That is such a twisted rack. Well, this is what makes true racks an awesome system. Nowhere else would you get a blacktail that looks quite like that. Oh my gosh, that's a interesting deer, to say the least. I really don't know what else to say. He is quite strange. Well, I guess let's move on. Definitely an interesting buck to get. Well, we just got ourselves a brand new zone for Blacktail. This is actually really close to a zone that I had previously, which is over here. I don't actually see the deer in it at the moment, but that is a brand new zone, and that's actually a pretty good level 4 buck, so we're definitely going to get him down, and probably the one next to him also, depending on how many are actually in this zone. I actually can't even tell right now, so I guess to be safe, we'll just shoot him. Don't want to accidentally delete the zone. And that should be it for him. Let's see if we can see anything run off. I think it was just that other one that's with him. So it's probably a good thing that we only shot the one buck. There's probably a doe hiding in the background because it's very rare that you see just groups of 2 males. I would imagine there's at least 1 female with them, but it's hard to say. I guess we will find out once we get up there. So there is our level 4 blacktail right there. 165 is actually a pretty good score for this rack. That's actually one of the highest scoring ones I've seen with this antler configuration. Man, if this guy had more tip-to-tip spread, he'd actually be pretty close to diamond, to be honest. I bet that rack could make it if you got one that was wide enough. And I would be okay with that for sure. Hopefully one of these days we can make that happen, even though it's probably extremely unlikely that it ever would. And yeah, as I suspected, there is one doe with them also, so it seems to be just a group of 3. So it's a good thing that I only shot one of those blacktail. And there's also a rabbit zone right next to them. Well, sadly, it looks like we lost the zones at this lake, unfortunately, because the one that we're standing on top of, it's down to 3 does. I restarted my game and everything, and it's been about 2 runs since I've seen any blacktail bucks here, and I think I know why. After grabbing the watering zone, or the drinking zone tracks, it says 1, which means this is probably 3 herds of 1 doe. So yeah, that's why the zone is now no bucks. I must have accidentally shot all the bucks and didn't realize that they weren't all 1 herd. And yeah, I pretty much ruined all the zones on this lake. So we're gonna have to remove all of the stuff that we got on this one and move it somewhere else, but I don't exactly know where yet, so we'll do that in a different video most likely, but it's a little unfortunate, but we'll continue on. We still got some zones left that are good. We also discovered this on one of my live streams. There is an amazing herd of whitetail at this feed zone, and there's actually a lot of whitetail feed zones very close to where Blacktail drink. I'm really happy with the redistribution of zones that they've done on Layton Lakes. It's kind of crazy that you can have this much just in a small area, and there's a lot of places on the map that are like that now. There's whitetail, white-tailed jackrabbits, and blacktail all side by side during Blacktail drink time, which, by the way, is now 1630 to 2030 for a lot of zones. This one's 16 to 20. This one right here is 16 to 20 also, but there's some that are like 1630 to 2030. And I really like it. I think they did a great job, but unfortunately, this Blacktail zone is the same thing as the last one. I have turned it into just 2 does, so one of these days we'll delete these, hope some better stuff comes back, but for now, we're just gonna fast travel over here and take a look at this other zone that's on the opposite side of the lake, because I'm really hoping that it didn't do the same thing. It's been a good zone, and I'd hate to lose it, and hello there, sir. We'll just ignore that, but looks like we have 3 does. Yep. Looks like I lost that zone too. Well, we'll give it a few more runs, and if no bucks return, then that's unfortunate. Ooh, look at that. That is an albino buck. I almost didn't see him, and in fact, I spooked him off when I shot. That's pretty cool. We gotta wait for that guy to come back. I definitely don't want to mess him up, so I'm gonna wait till he stops, but that's pretty cool right there. That means that this video is actually going to include one of every single rare, because this next trophy that we have to show off is actually a melanistic blacktail deer that we killed on stream. By the time this video comes out, it will have been 2 days ago, I believe, but we ended up killing him on stream, and I'm pretty sure he was one of the initial spawns on our map, because, as you guys know, Layton was recently completely wiped and redone with all of its need zones, and... Ow. Well, that hurt. Like I was saying, I'm pretty sure he was an initial spawn because he was in an area that I hadn't been to since the update, and yeah. Let's go ahead and pick this guy up, and then we will jump straight to that, but that's pretty cool. It's the first albino respawn of the grind. Unfortunately, it's about as small as they come, but still a pretty cool kill. There it is, albino. 102, we hit nothing but the heart. Very small one, like I was saying, but still pretty awesome. That is a good-looking buck. You know, honestly, the albino blacktail, now that I look at it, might be one of the cooler-looking albinos in the game. They're very clean-looking. I'd love to get a giant level 4 with the albino, or possibly a 5 if we could ever do that, which is highly unlikely, but that's still pretty awesome. I'm happy with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump straight into the live stream clips of the level 5 blacktail and of the melanistic. That is a tiny level 5. Yeah, I guess this isn't the lowest estimate, but that rack doesn't look good at all. That is the small rack, and it's got very short back times. Hunter, what are you doing, buddy? You crazy dog. Hunter's just wanting us to not shoot this deer. Alright, so this should be around 300 meters. I think this should be a pretty easy shot. And dead. Second one, not so much. There's those 2 3s. This should be our level 5 right here. I don't think this guy has any chance of making it, but... Oh. That's the smaller one, I think. Yeah, this is the 3. Where'd the 5 go? There's the 5. Let's see. Will this somewhat small male make it? No. 173.90. Definitely did not even get close to making it. Well, so much for that. Unfortunate he didn't make it. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my gosh. I just killed a Melanistic like 2 days ago. There's another one. But it's small once again. I can't catch a break on like small rares. I just want a big one. Oh my gosh. This has been crazy like the past couple days. We had that Melanistic almost right next to that great one. And now there's a Mela over here at a zone that I have never been to. You know, I'm kind of glad that this last update reset everybody's Latent Lakes, because it has gave us some pretty cool trophies. Given this guy's pretty small, I'm still incredibly happy with that. And that should be a good shot. Get his friend down too. Wow, that's awesome, guys. That's so awesome. There we go. Probably the smallest Melanistic Blacktail I've ever seen, but still a Mela nonetheless. My favorite species for Melanistics for sure. They look so much better than the others because they're not just like fully jet black. They actually have a little bit of detail in the fur. And they look really unique. I really like it. Let's go ahead and pick this guy up. 116.80. It just blows my mind that I spent years trying to find one of these. I'd never seen one until like halfway through 2020. And actually, I guess it was closer towards the end of 2020 or maybe even early 2021, but I had never seen one until then. And then we've just killed 2 within the last 3 or 4 days. I can't believe it. We've got really lucky with these guys recently. Well, I think these guys are looking pretty good in our secondary lodge. Well, one of the secondary lodges at this point, we've got like 3 of those, but I've started trying to delete a few of the trophies I don't need, but it just takes so much time with the way the trophy manager is, so I'm not sure how many of them I'll be deleting. I'll probably just delete a few a day until I finally have all of the trophies I don't want anymore gone, because I've got a bunch of random stuff taxed like this right here, where it's not really anything I need. I kind of just did it to fill space, but yeah, we'll probably be deleting a lot of that stuff eventually. Things like Melanistic access to your female, like a lot of these female rares I want to get rid of because I really don't have a use for them and they just take up space. And I kind of want to make one of our secondary lodges into a nice lodge, like our primary one with a lot of multi-mounts and like good trophies. But as of now, it's just a lot of filler, and then we've got a few cool things like these right here. But I gotta say, for this being kind of a small Melanistic, I'm not entirely unhappy with that rack. Like, it's not that bad. It's a little bit better than it could have been, and it's actually the highest scoring of the 3 rares here, so I can't really complain. And a Melanistic is just incredibly rare regardless, so I'm super happy that we've been as fortunate as we have been the last couple days and got 2 of them within the last 3 days, which is pretty crazy. And for those of you that didn't see the other one, it's actually at the beginning of the video of our second great one. We managed to get that Melanistic, and then the great one popped out shortly after. So this is the second Melanistic Blacktail we've had just within a few days, which has never happened to me before. I had only seen 1 Blacktail in the 4 years that I had played the game, and then we just got 2 within a few days of each other. Just shows you how Call of the Wild is sometimes. You spend a lot of time looking for something or not finding something, and then once you do find one, you find more than one. And in this scenario, I'm pretty happy with that. So I guess without further ado, guys, if you are brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, click the like button, and ring that notification bell so that you guys will never miss a video. Also, be sure to comment down below with what you guys think we should do in this grind. What should we try to target? Should we go for a big Melanistic, a big Albino, or a big Piebald for the Trophy Lodge? And also, what other grinds should we do? Because I want to do another grind for a different species on Latent Lakes, but I'm not sure if I want to do Roosevelt Elk elk or moose or white-tailed jackrabbit or what. So leave your suggestions down below and I'll try to respond to them as much as I can, and if I like your idea then we'll do it for a video. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace!